Lena Carter had just settled into her new room at the private girls' hostel, which was about an hour away from the university. It was quiet and secluded, a perfect place to escape the chaos of campus life. But she hadn't met her roommate yet, and apparently it was a girl named Rachel Sinclair. It's almost 9 p.m. She's not back yet? Does she take night classes? Lena wanted to introduce herself to Rachel. But when it was nearly midnight and she didn't return, Lena just went to bed. The next morning, Lena got up ready to meet her. But surprise, she wasn't there. When did she leave? But on her desk now was something strange. A typed piece of paper, neatly folded. Lena unfolded it and began reading. The roommate agreement? Never open my closet after midnight. If you hear me talking in my sleep, don't respond. Never invite a third person to stay overnight. If I'm not in the room by 3:33 a.m., lock the door. Don't let me in. Do not ask about what's under my bed. On the third Wednesday of every month, leave the room from 1 to 4 a.m. If you find an extra toothbrush in the bathroom, throw it away immediately. If the light flickers twice at exactly 11:07 p.m., get under your covers and pretend to be asleep. Do not, under any circumstances, call my name between 2 to 2:30 a.m. Lena stared at the paper, trying to make sense of it. Why would someone leave these bizarre rules, especially ones that sounded like they were more like warnings than an agreement? What does she think of herself? Queen of this room? Weirdo. Lena got up and went straight over to Rachel's closet. She cracked open the door. Inside, a wooden chair facing the wall. An eerie stillness hanging in the air. The room smelled stale, suffocating, like it hadn't been touched in years. Suddenly, a raspy breath echoed from the closet, making Lena freeze. But no one was there. What the hell? Creeped out, Lena shut the door quickly. I'm getting late for class. But as Lena was getting ready, she couldn't shake a strange feeling like someone was watching her. She turned to find Rachel sitting on the edge of her bed, staring intently at her. You shouldn't have done that. Whoa, when did you get in? You scared me. You shouldn't have. Shouldn't have what? Rachel didn't reply. Feeling so uneasy, Lena got her things and excused herself out. Wow, she really is weird. When Lena returned after classes, she was rather relieved to find the room empty. But again, sometime around 2:17 a.m., Lena was jolted awake by the sound of Rachel murmuring in her sleep. When does she leave and when does she return? But it wasn't just one voice, it was two. One soft, almost tender, and the other guttural and harsh. Lena strained to listen. Through the distorted whispers, she caught her own name, twisted and repeated like a chant. Suddenly, Rachel sat up, her body stiff and unnatural. Lena's blood ran cold as she saw Rachel's face expressionless, staring right at her. Go back to sleep, Lena. Lena froze, too terrified to move. Something was definitely wrong with this chick. All Lena wanted was to keep to herself and have a normal college life. Desperate for some company, she thought she invited her best friend Mia over for a sleepover. Maybe it would ease the tension with Rachel. She is just creepy. She does the craziest things in the middle of the night. Maybe she's just trying to get you out. Maybe. But at 3 a.m. when Rachel sat up in her bed, her voice low and cold, she needs to leave right now. Mia was absolutely terrified. Lena's heart pounded as Mia's scream shattered the silence. Before Lena could react, Mia ran out. I'm sorry, Len. I can't stay here. Lena's suspicion grew, and she started asking about Rachel. The more she asked, the darker the answers became. She discovered that this hostel had a strange history. Students disappearing from their dorms for years, with no explanation. When Lena mentioned Rachel's name, people became even more uneasy. They remembered Rachel moving in a few months ago, and they all said the same thing. She wasn't the same anymore. Mia, what is it with you? You didn't call me back after that night. Sorry, I don't know you. It's Len. No. That was weird. What's up with her? One night, Rachel didn't return. At 3:33 a.m., a sharp knock echoed through the room. Lena, let me in. I forgot my key. Lena's heart pounded. She got up, glancing through the peephole, but what she saw made her freeze. Rachel's shadow stood outside. The knocking stopped, replaced by a deep, guttural scratching, as though something clawed at the door from the other side. Lena backed away, terror gripping her as she realized the voice wasn't Rachel's anymore. Trying to text the hostel head lady, suddenly Lena dropped her phone, and as it slid across the floor, she caught a glimpse of something in the reflection. Her breath caught. Under the bed, she saw another Rachel, eyes wide, staring back at her with an eerie intensity. That's not me. Lena's pulse raced as she turned to look at Rachel. I told you not to look. Rachel backed up, frantic as the door wouldn't budge. No keyhole, no lock, just a smooth, featureless surface. Rachel tilted her head. I think you're ready now. The closet door creaked open on its own, revealing the empty chair. Who is that? The hostel's dark secret stretches far back, long before the brick and mortar building that now stands. It was once a house that doesn't exist in the way most people understand. The house belonged to Elias Alton, a recluse and rumored occultist, obsessed with identity and existence. Alton's fixation led him to perform rituals that rewrote the very essence of a person's soul, transferring it into another body while erasing their original self. It was a theory, one he desperately wanted to prove, and he did, with terrifying consequences. The house burned down in 1906, but something survived. When the hostel was built over the ashes, room 306 was born. A room that wasn't like the others. This room carried the memory of Alton's obsession. A memory that would continue his work in its own way. Room 306 didn't just house anyone. It collects identities. It's a parasite, feeding off the souls of those who enter, rewriting them and erasing their original selves. The process is slow, taking time to mimic and perfect its copy. Each student that enters unknowingly becomes part of its endless narrative. The rules that seem bizarre, even silly, aren't for protection. They're delays. They're created by previous victims who discovered the truth too late. First, there's observation. It watches the new tenant, learning everything about them. Then comes imitation. The entity starts mimicking them, testing their voice in the dark, whispering their name in the night. After that, interference begins. Reality distorts, friends forget, reflections lag, voices echo wrong. By the time the subject sees themselves somewhere they shouldn't be, under the bed, inside the closet, whispering from the mirror, the replacement is almost complete. And finally, erasure. Erasure happens, the original person vanishing as the copy takes their place. No one outside the room will ever notice, because the copy is perfect. When Rachel Sinclair moved into room 306, she was just another college student, excited, hopeful, and completely unaware of the room's dark history. She had no idea that the girl who was supposed to be her roommate, Melissa Grant, was already part of the room's endless cycle. At first, Nothing seemed strange. But then, Rachel found the roommate agreement. It seemed ridiculous, even funny. She broke the rules, just like Lena did. The first thing Rachel did wrong was open the closet at midnight. Inside, she found a wooden chair facing the wall. And in the chair, someone. She couldn't tell, but it had her hair. After that, things changed. Melissa began acting differently. She watched Rachel without speaking, studying her every move. Rachel noticed strange things begin to happen. Her reflection lagged. Whispers in two voices echoed in the dark. Her toothbrush mysteriously appeared in the bathroom, though neither of them had bought a new one. Rachel even heard her own voice calling from the closet. "Rachel, open the door, Rachel." Rachel ran, but no one helped. No one remembered Melissa. The administration told Rachel she'd been living alone. Her friends started forgetting things, her birthday, her name, even her major. And then, one night, Melissa disappeared. Rachel found the closet door open. The chair was facing the wall, empty. But Rachel didn't feel safe. She never did, because she wasn't herself anymore. It had rewritten her. And when Lena moved in, Rachel was no longer Rachel. She was a perfect copy, following the script, waiting for the next transition to happen. Rachel couldn't answer Lena's direct questions, couldn't explain why she was so off. She wasn't herself. She was just a role, waiting for Lena's replacement to be ready. And when Lena saw her own face in the closet, Rachel disappeared for good. Because now, Lena was the new Rachel. The cycle would begin again.
Click on the subscribe button and check out more awesome videos on our channel. And don't forget to press the bell icon because you know it's interesting.